On June 11, 2022, candidate for Grand Forks County Commission, Ron Barta was standing in the parking lot of the Alaris Center, a publicly owned sports and event venue in Grand Forks, North Dakota. At this time, the venue was being used as a polling place. Ron was told that police were called due to complaints, and live-streamed his interaction.
Forks Police Department has arrived, and they are speaking to the Alaris individuals right now. Alaris is a public property funded by taxpayer dollars and run by a committee of citizens. So as far as this being public property, this is public property. The name, again, of the individual auditor who says that there are complaints is Miss Debbie Nelson. She's on the county board, so we'll have some opportunities to talk to the county about those specific claims and actions versus what the law says. Because, again, our public servants have to be held accountable to what they believe and understand with regards to their job. And if it were a subordinate employee, that's one thing. But when we're talking about somebody who is the county auditor, well, at that point it is her inability to understand the laws that she is supposed to be enforcing. So that's a good thing. It'll be an opportunity for education, but it's a bad thing because, we have to go through this. So I'm going to keep it running, and I'm sorry if this gets long and I'm not editing anything, but I'm going to keep it running throughout the conversation so I can make sure that everybody understands what's going on and everybody sees the end results. The question that was given, or the advice given to me by the individual who works at the Alaris is that they want me not here, not 170 feet from the election room, but they want me over by the flagpoles, which is about 400 feet away from the election area, the polling place, which is outside of the scope of the North Dakota Century Code. So we'll just see what my favorite people, the Grand Forks Police Department, have to say. So we'll just keep it going. Hopefully they have their body cams on so they can get it from their view, and you're not only hearing one side, because we have to have conversations. We have to be able to communicate effectively. Like earlier today, I had that great conversation with those individuals who were transvestite, and it was great. Our conversation went well. They understand the roles and responsibilities that I'm advocating for, and they also agreed. They also agreed not to. They also agreed that the school shouldn't be pushing them on school children, right? So let me show you again. This is Miss Nelson, and she's talking some more to these individuals. I don't know who they are. I don't know who the Alaris folks are. But we'll just let the officer here do his job. And I believe he's actually reading the North Dakota Century Code. I'm not real sure. But if he is, kudos to him. And it's a sergeant, so it's a supervisor, which is really good. Sir, are you making contact? What? Are you making contact? Yeah. Okay. How are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
My name's Ron Barta.
Okay.
Name and badge number, please.
Dvorak, 412.
Okay, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So what's going on today?
Just sitting here promoting voting.
Okay. My understanding is you're on the ballot or something?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. So from what I understand, we got called here. We've got numerous calls on you.
Oh, I apologize. That's sad. Were we able to educate the callers?
Well, I'm here to talk to you because the Alaris Center said they talked to you and told you need to move over to the free speech zone over by the flags. Did they tell you that?
Free speech zone?
Yeah.
There's a free speech zone in America.
Correct.
Okay. I thought we had free speech guaranteed by the First Amendment.
You do if you go over to the designated free speech area.
Okay, great.
So
And your name and badge number, sir?
I'll give you my card.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, yes, is that a designated free speech zone?
Correct.
And who designated that? Thank you, sir.
Alaris Center policy. I've got the paperwork here for you.
Great. And so Alaris Center policy supersedes the Constitution? On public property, I'm public property, and this is public property. I don't want to argue with you boys. On public property, I'm allowed to have free speech anywhere, as long as I'm not impeding or harassing.
But you have been impeding and harassing. harassing people is the complaint that's come in. So.
Okay, sir, is that a written complaint?
No,
Can I see the complaint?
I don't have a written complaint.
Okay, all right.
It's a verbal complaint from people that have been coming in to vote.
And I'm telling you, I haven't been.
Okay, I'm telling you, they're saying that you have been.
Great. Okay, so do I get to face my accusers and have my day?
Talked to her and when talked to her, it sounded like
The county auditor?
county auditor and the
Okay, great.
auditor. Hannah.
And your name is, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Hannah.
Hannah Hahn.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Ron Barta. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So there's been complaints about him talking to people, harassing them, right? Have you received those complaints from the county auditor?
I have not, but they called me about them.
Okay, great. The auditor called you?
This is Debbie. She works with the auditor.
Okay, so we have one individual saying there's complaints, but we don't have any complainants. I'm on public property. Nobody that I've spoken to that I say, hey, thank you for voting and tell your friends to come out and vote has complained. But now you're telling me I'm directed to go to a free speech area that's not identified a free speech area. But I'm on.
Paperwork that I said that I can give to you.
Yes, sir. But I'm on public property and within the North Dakota Century Code.
Talk to Hannah real quick, too.
This is public property, sir. It's city property. Yes, sir.
Okay, but there's a designated area where everyone that's here, whether you're protesting, whatever
Right.
type of free speech you want to do, there's a designated spot for it.
Right, which is not in accordance with the Constitution of the United States. So I understand that.
Something to argue about later.
But do you enforce policy or do you enforce law?
Oh,
Okay, so what law is it you're enforcing right now, sir?
there's a municipal ordinance against it.
Against.
If you're not where you're supposed to be as far as doing your free speech.
So the city of Grand Forks has a municipal ordinance that says that I have to be in a free speech zone to.
The Alaris Center has a policy, and if they don't want you on your property, that's where you need to go to do your protest.
Right. Yes, sir. Please understand, officer, that I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm a individual that believes in doing things the right way.
Okay.
A policy published by a group of people is not a law. The North Dakota Century Code says that I can be outside of 100 feet from the entrance of the room of the polling station, and I can set up and ask people if they're voting and do all those wonderful things. It says specifically that, right? I would recommend you look at that. And then, of course, if you're telling me that under the penalty of a ticket or under the penalty of arrest, that I must move from this location, then at that point, I'll make a decision on moving. But just understand, you have no complaints. You have hearsay of. Okay, and who are they,
It's not
sir?
hearsay. It's 3 complaints.
Okay, who is that? The
Got a
complaint.
call from the Alaris Center, got a call from the county auditor, and a call from Kevin Dean is the other complainant.
But Miss Hannah, right? Miss Hannah, is that right?
Yep.
Miss Hannah just said she didn't get a complaint. That she got a
told us
call
because
from. She got a call
receiving
from
complaints.
the county auditor who's saying she received the complaint. She just said that right now, sir.
Okay, it's still a call for service that I'm calling under 3 different people.
So a call for service isn't a call for a criminal act or anything like that. Okay, so what are you directing me to do? And I want to make sure that I get
I'm
this.
asking you to go over to the free speech zone at the request of the Alaris Center.
Okay, and I'm going to decline that ask.
Okay.
So now what are you directing me to do, sir?
Well, stand by a minute and we'll see.
Okay.
You want this paperwork?
Sure. Yes, sir. In fact, I asked you for it. Didn't I? Yes.
Yep, she gave it to me when I got here. And I'm giving that to you.
Okay, so I'm not protesting, I'm not petitioning, and I'm not demonstrating. So these would all be construed as negative acts. Merely what this is called that I'm doing is campaigning and encouraging people to vote. And then this memorandum from Howard Swanson, to Howard Swanson from Stacy Dahl, a signature collection. I haven't had an opportunity to read that, but I'll need to read that too. And ma'am, I apologize. I don't want to be difficult. One of the problems I run into, and I've been working for the federal government for 35 years, is a lot of employees we have do things based off the way they think they should be done instead of reading the laws and performing that. So I apologize to you, Hannah. Oh,
You can keep that stuff. That's for you.
thank you. Thank you. And Hannah's wonderful, y'all. She's always been wonderful, And this is difficult for everybody because they don't want, we want to make sure that the citizens are taken care of. So yeah. And of course, we're going to obey the law. You know, if the sergeant comes over here and says that, you know, you will leave, then of course I will leave under protest, and then we'll have the county take care of all that. Hi, y'all. Y'all just vote? Thank you. Tell your friends, please. Get them out to vote.
Well, actually, I just ran into one. He works at the Dawn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, wear that sticker loud and proud. And the voters are wonderful. They're great. They're doing great and wonderful things. And they're coming out and vote. So we're looking for more than the 5,000 that voted at the 10 mills. Let's get it. Come on, Grand Forks. We can do 60,000. 59,000 is what we're saying our population is estimated at. Let's get 55,000. Let's get 50,000 to vote. I mean, not everybody can serve in the military, and that's great, and I had my opportunities, and I appreciate that, but this is where you do your service to your city and your state and your country. Not everybody has to carry a weapon. Not everybody has to go out and fight that good fight. You fight it with your ballot. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't read your name. I apologize. I got to put my old man glasses on to read it. Andrew Rebel, is that right? I like your last name. How long you been on the force? 3.5 years. Nice. And the pin denotes what? SWAT. Excellent. Yeah. I was special operations in the Army for 11 years. Yeah. It's a great thing you do, brother, but take care of your body. Yeah. Nothing more important, man.
A lot of sleep, right?
Yeah. But watch when you're running with all that weight on your back and jumping off the walls and yeah. The day I had to quit being an operator was a day that still lives in my brain. So I fully understand if you direct me to depart upon threat of arrest or, you know, then of course I'm going to depart. And then of course my fight won't be with you guys, it'll be with everybody else. Miss Nelson came by and quizzed me earlier this morning. Miss Nelson, she pulled up and she said, "Are you supposed to be here?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, ma'am." And she says, "Well, are you the appropriate distance?" I said, "Well, do you know what the distance is?" And she's like, "Well, I'm asking you that." I said, "Yes, ma'am. North Dakota Century Code says 100 feet from the entrance to the room." I said, "I'm 160 feet away from the outside door." And she says, "Well, are you telling people how to vote?" I said, "No, but I'm asking them if I could win their vote." And I said again, North Dakota Century Code says I can do that. And I thought it was over with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have 23 more minutes. Voters, get out here now. Again, I'm out here right now with the awesome Grand Forks Police Department. Miss Debbie Nelson, the county auditor, seems to have a problem with candidates outside of the zone of restriction campaigning. She has made a statement that she's had many complaints. The Alaris manager, Hannah, has not gotten any complaints except from the county auditor. So, again, I'm going to do what these officers tell me to do in the end, but I want to make sure that our rights aren't being violated. And hold on.
Leave here. They're fine with you staying here for now. And the lady's going to stay out here from the county auditor's office, and you stay your 100 feet away. And
sir,
if you talk to people, that's one thing, but don't be...
Yes, sir. I did not do that. I promise you that. I am being harassed by the county auditor, though, because every time I talk to somebody, she starts yelling at them, "You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to listen to them."
Right, that's not harassing.
Which is a little... she's harassing me. It's a little childish, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, listen, folks. GFPD has made a decision.
Do you have any questions?
Sergeant, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And it's been found, much to the chagrin of Miss Nelson, that they're not going to ask me to relocate and move. But on behalf of Hannah, I'm going to address this policy that Alaris has on demonstrating, protesting, and petitioning. Now, I'm not demonstrating, I'm not protesting, and I'm not petitioning, but with that, you know, we'll just see what they say. Ma'am, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, and I apologize. I'm sorry for the silliness.
That's okay. Get a nice tan.
Yes, ma'am. Well, long sleeves, I can't really. Yes, ma'am. So come on out and vote. I think that's the end of it. I'm a little weary of Miss Nelson and her actions, so I'll probably continue recording because I don't need her yelling at me anymore. But with that said, get out and vote. Again, We have 59,000 people. We can do this. That's just Grand Forks City. So let's get 50,000 out. Let's really overwhelm with great votes. Come and vote. Let's do great and wonderful things for the city. Elect who you want to elect. I'm here. Hopefully you elect me, but if not, hey, that's okay too. I'm going to respect your decisions, and let's get her done. I would love to say I'm reading your comments, but I don't have my old man glasses on. There's Miss Nelson filming me right there. See her? She's filming me. I don't have my old man glasses on, so I can't really see any of the comments you're making, but I'll go through when it's done. Hopefully I can still see them. But yes, we'll continue here for another 21 minutes, and then we'll be on our way, and we'll be back here on Monday. So get out and vote. Do great and wonderful things. Come and see me. If you see me, come and say hi. Otherwise, let's go, Grand Forks. Let's